In life, somebody smart once said, people you think are your enemies are not necessarily your enemies, or they will not necessarily be your enemies forever. And people you think are your friend are not necessarily your friend, not forever, because things change. You must be cautious, but do not believe that people that look like your enemies today are going to be your enemy forever. And the ones that look like your friends are going to be your friend forever. Fellas, the United States of America has threatened Ukraine to cut off connection to internet if they do not come to an agreement when it comes to minerals. What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing good. It's a beautiful day. Thank you very much for stopping by. You are appreciated. I just had to do this for you because this is insane. This is crazy. The Trump government has come with brand new things, but this is a shocker. Okay. So Donald Trump has told Zelensky that he better come to the table on a deal when it comes to critical minerals that Ukraine possesses. If they don't come to the table with a deal with the United States of America, America is going to shut off Starlink connections. Let me explain to you. Ukraine has got a massive amount of minerals. I know many people don't know about that, but that's perhaps one of the main reasons why Europeans and America decided to fight for Ukraine. Listen to this.
They're sitting on 10 to 12 trillion dollars of critical minerals in Ukraine. They could be the richest country in all of Europe. I don't want to give that money and those assets to Putin to share with China. If we help Ukraine now, they can become the best business partner we ever dreamed of. That 10 to 12 trillion dollars of critical mineral assets could be used by Ukraine and the West, not given to Putin and China. This is a very big deal how Ukraine ends. Let's help them win a war we can't afford to lose. Let's find a solution to this war. But they're sitting on a gold mine to give Putin 10 or 12 trillion dollars of critical minerals that he will share with China is ridiculous.
Zelensky has rejected demand from Donald Trump administration for about $500 billion in mineral wealth from Ukraine to repay Washington for wartime aid. So it's time to pay back, my brother. $500 billion in minerals. They don't want cash. They want minerals back. Saying the U.S. has offered no specific security guarantees.
Trump has given $100 billion. The United States has given $350 billion because we had a stupid, incompetent president and administration. So I want them to give us something for all of the money that we put up. So we're asking for rare earth and oil, anything we can get.
So Ukraine has rejected that offer. They want $500 billion in minerals, not money. So let me just remind you here, Ukraine has a lot of critical minerals. They have cobalt, lithium, niobium, antimony, germanium, graphite, rare earth elements, indium, tantalum, arsenic, and many other things. This is necessary for the future. Why? You need some of these minerals for electrical cars. So for you to build electrical cars, you need critical minerals that Ukraine possesses. You need some of these minerals for missiles. You need some of these minerals for rockets. So you basically need these minerals for the future. And Ukraine has an abundant amount of it. And the Europeans and Americans knew this a long time ago, well before the war. And that is one of the main reasons why America was pushing to get Ukraine into NATO so that they can profit from what Ukraine had to do. Now, Russia has been pushing back. So Americans and Europeans could not allow that to happen. But the crux of the matter here is that Trump doesn't want to go to war against Russia. He just wants benefit. He doesn't care about war. He wants benefit. Now, let me remind you here. Many months ago, you saw so much aid coming from America going to Ukraine in forms of weapons, right? Missiles, airplanes, bombs, and you name it. It wasn't money, it was war equipment. Now, the war equipment was not for free. Even though Ukraine did not pay it, it was supposed to repay the money back whilst they're getting the aid. Now, Trump said, we want to be paid. We don't want money. We want minerals. Let's get a deal signed. Ukraine say no.
I think we're pretty close, yeah. I think they want it, and they feel good about it, and it's significant, it's a big deal, but they want it, and it keeps us in that country, and they're very happy about it. But it's we get our money back This should have been signed long before we went in. This should have been signed by Biden, but Biden didn't know too much about what he was doing. The war should have never happened.
Now, they say if you refuse to pay, we are going to shut off your internet access. What is Starlink? Starlink belongs to SpaceX, which is a company by Elon Musk. Starlinks give you access to internet remotely, like in any places in the world. You can just put the Starlink little panel and get internet connection. And this has been crucial for Ukraine because Russia has been bombing their internet structure completely to cut their communication services. Now, Elon Musk came to the task very, very quickly in the beginning of the war, giving them access to internet via Starlink. And Ukrainians have been very grateful for that. Initially, Elon gave it for free until at some point, Elon started selling that to them because they were abusing. There was a specific moment the Ukrainians via Starlink wanted to bomb Russian naval fleet. And Elon Musk stopped Starlink from working. The Ukrainians were very angry at that. Like, why did you do that? And Americans and Europeans attacked Elon Musk saying, you are pro-Russia. Why are you doing this? Then Musk said, matter of fact, I gave you Starlink for family use. I gave you internet connection for you to watch Netflix. It wasn't for you to go to war because this puts me at danger. This means I'm engaging into war against Russia. And Russia is very well capable of destroying my satellite. After that, they came to an agreement. The agreement was the Ukrainians had to pay now, okay? Pay for Starlink access. It was no more for free. Now Trump says, if you don't come to an agreement, we are going to shut off the internet connection. Now, by shutting off internet connection, they are completely destroying a big chunk of hope of Ukraine. How? The Ukrainians need internet connection to launch those missiles, to be accurate. The Ukrainians need internet connections for their drones to fly accurately. So in other words, it's saying to them, you're done. That area of war, you cannot do anything about it anymore. You will just fight like normal people in the field. You're done. Now, this also comes after Donald Trump called the Ukrainian president to come to the table and discuss on how to end the war. Let me just remind you here, Russia wanted a big chunk of Ukraine, 20% of it, and Ukraine is against that. Because the Ukrainian president refused to sit around the table, Donald Trump released this text calling the Ukrainian president a joke, a comedian who's going to lose the war, and was going to lose the war if it wasn't for America. So he's combining now that pressure he used before to this brand new pressure saying you better come to the table. We need 500 billion worth of repayment in minerals or else we're going to shut off internet. And that's just the beginning. And you know Donald Trump doesn't play. This is a great lesson, fellas, to life. It's a lesson to show you that don't put your hope on somebody forever. Do not put your hope on something forever because things may change. You've got to have options. Are the Europeans able to deploy a system that functions like Starlink in Ukraine at a very short period of time? Question mark. What do you think Zelensky should do right now for the good of everybody? Should he let go 20% of their land? It must be very painful and difficult. Should he continue to fight against Russia where he's 100% sure that he's probably not going to win because the Europeans are not there, America's not there? Or the Europeans are not there as much as they used to be in the past because America gave the majority of the gift. Should he perhaps cut a deal where they're going to lose some land but keep the peace? Let me know how you feel about this. It was a great pleasure. And again, I think, is America a country that is trustworthy? Can you trust America when it comes to policies and deals? Are they going to be there for you forever? Question mark. Have the Europeans learned a lesson when it comes to Greenland? America claiming to take a big chunk of Greenland, disregarding the advice and the thought of Denmark.
Greenland for national security purposes. I've been told that for a long time, long before I even ran. I mean, people have been talking about it for a long time. You have approximately 45,000 people there. People really don't even know if Denmark has any legal right to it. But if they do, they should give it up because we need it for national security. That's for the free world. I'm talking about protecting the free world.
Let me know how you feel about this. It was a great pleasure. Please don't go without leaving your comment. It also say that you guys watch, but you're not subscribed. Please subscribe. Don't you like me? I like you. God bless.